we have been screaming enough is enough. If anybody else, Nyma has, especially concerning the pipelines in the neighborhoods. We've not gotten official reports of what caused this explosion.
So just so that we continue to sound like broken records, maybe they'll hear one day. Bethlehem Catholic School is a boarding facility for girls. And that school, people physically responded, rescued the girls before Lasema came. The issue for me is that Ado Soba, yes, is burying pipelines around it, all the way to Jegemo, Ijedodo. You know, from that place, it's just a bridge if they construct it into Ikotoa, Alimosho. From that place. Now, the other side of the road is accommodating all the tank farms that feed, according to government now, over 40% consumption of fuel and petrol in this country. Yep. In that whole area, we don't have an active fire service station. The size of the one at Ojuelegba is what we need, or the one at Alausa. That's what we need, based on what is happening there. That's number one. Number two, there should be a close by Lasema for the number of terminals that are lined up on Old Ojo Road into that area and back. The only reason is because once in Mile 2, a container fell on a lady. She was cut off from her waist down. She eventually died. For that alone, when government sees that, let's prevent this in future. We don't have to even, in fact, we should not even be having this conversation. So now when this happened, the school, a teacher of that school, and may God rest her soul, Reverend Sister Henrietta Aloha, and so, my condolences as well to my doctor, Dr. Aloha, who is supposedly a family member, had to be physically rescuing girls. We saw area boys from Monile area rescuing girls. You know the thing we should be thankful to God for. This area is very revenue generating kind of thing, because the trade fair market alone, we know how many millions government makes daily from that market. Imagine it was a Monday.
So far, what we know from what the reports we're getting now is that the Governor Sanwo-Olu, has proposed 2 billion naira relief fund for that entire community. A fact-finding team is to be headed by the Deputy Governor, and they will submit their report in 2 weeks. So they are trying to hit the ground running, obviously. And 250 street sweepers will be deployed by Loma immediately to ensure, to clear that whole place. And buildings that need renovations will be renovated, and they'll pull down all the weak buildings. So those are the initial responses we're getting from the governor as we speak right now.
So this is more like a shame to the lawmakers and representatives of those constituencies, because they sit at that plenary all the time, and they are not making, they are not passing bills that will help the people in their constituency. How can you be in an environment? And it's not, I wouldn't even blame them as such, because most of them are not in that environment. If they were living there presently, they know that there's no fire service where they have all these tank farms. They would have done something about it.
So we now have a 2 billion naira that will be going into relief.
But the government
how would it be disbursed?
Can't tell that this morning.
Of course, I know. I'm just asking questions. How would it be disbursed? Who would get the money? The people that build houses there.
Wrongly or rightly?
Wrongly or rightly, would they be getting refund? Because you say, okay, they built, they did not have their CFO, because you know the problem of getting CFO, some people did not get permits. What is the process of ensuring that the families, this school particularly, would get it rebuilt? Within what time frame? There should be some form of...
If they have. If they don't, we're in trouble.
I think it's also very important at this stage that we get the right information. So that we can ascertain what really caused it. We expect Lasema to be on top of the game to find out the root cause. Let's even have a proper account.
They've given us 2 weeks.
Yes,
to know.
2 weeks.
Yes, the governor has constituted a committee to investigate over the next 2 weeks what exactly happened.
Because so we're beginning to hear conspiracy theories that this is probably more like an insurgency attack. It could be bomb, yes. People are speculating because the way the thing sounded, some people are saying a gas explosion cannot sound that way. It reminded them of the Ikeja cantonment, exactly the way it sounded.
Once again, our hearts go out to Reverend Sister Henrietta and the other family member, Reverend Father, who lost their lives in this explosion. We'll continue to monitor the updates on this story and give you the, if you stay on TVC News, you definitely get the latest updates on what's happening, and especially on the kids that were rescued. I'd like to even know how many of them, how they're doing in the hospitals. So we're going to have this correspondent go there and tell us the welfare and the well-being of these kids.